All right, what do you got?
Got in the news, would-be kidnapper grabs a boy 6 off Coney Island Street as screaming child's parents chase him down in this wild video.
That's just drugs, right?
Yeah. Look, it looked like he was like just casually walking around with them. And then once he saw the lady, he tossed the baby right at her.
What is that person?
He was feeling himself just a little bit too much.
There's a lot of mental illness, and it's just out on the street.
Well, you
now,
develop
right?
mental illness if you do enough drugs.
I guess so.
You know, it's indiscernible one from the other.
I guess so.
You know, it's some people that just have a natural affinity, like go that direction, but other people, yeah, they do drugs and it erodes their brain. The impurities in the drugs eat up their brain, so now they're like, you know.
He's also wearing a hat like he's a dervish.
Whirling one or just a standard child grabbing one?
I'm so glad you brought up the term whirling dervish. Because when I did Dancing with the Stars, I went to my young dance partner and I referenced a whirling dervish. And she went, huh? And I said, whirling dervish. And she went, I don't know what that is.
Listen,
I said, that's all you do is dance for a living, and that's the only dancer I
would
know.
think so, yeah.
Why don't you know that?
Well, she's like very sports specific, you know. She's not over in the dervish world.
She's Mormon and 19 and from Utah.
Well-known dervishes over there.
Yeah, that's dervish country.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he snatched him up. They grabbed him. He's busted for kidnapping.
What is that guy?
Yeah, he's Jonathan Robalino.
Oh, get ice up in there.
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't mention his immigration status. But, yeah, they...
I'll tell you the scariest criminals are the impulse criminals. I don't mind the guys planning the diamond heist for 9 months or the train robbery. It's the impulse guys. It's just, I'm just going to push that person onto the subway tracks.
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to whack that person in the back of the head with a brick. Or I'm just going to snatch up this kid and walk away. Like, it's the impulse crime that gets me. I don't mind the capers.
It seemed like the way that he was acting wasn't like nefarious. Like, I'm going to capture this little kid and run off with him. It was like he was high and just...
It was high. That was weird. I don't know if that was... That was not like a Patty Hearst-esque kidnapping or a Frank Sinatra Jr. or a... Adolf Coors, I think, had his kid kidnapped.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure Adolf Coors of Coors Beer...
For extortion, for money, ransom.
Or beer.
I would think so.
I think Coors, there's some story about his kid getting kidnapped. Also, in the world of whirling dervish, I got a private tour of the Coors Brewery in Rocky Mountains up there.
Yeah.
With the water. And I had like the 28-year-old blonde chick. And she's going to take us on the tour, private tour. It was great. And I said, I'm from L.A. What was the whole Smoking the Bandit story? I mean, they took the Coors, they're taking it to Texarkana or something. Why? I don't get it. Why can't you just take Coors? Why can't you buy Coors in Texarkana or something? She goes, what? I go, Smoking the Bandit. What they had the Bandit. I mean, there was smoke. I mean,
it was product placement in that movie.
They had it was 700 million cases. They were taking a case up from Texarkana to eastbound and down. Come on now. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, Coors, the biggest Coors movie ever. Come on now. I was like, wow. Doesn't have to be part of the curriculum before you learn to be a tour guide?
Everybody knows that they're thirsty in Atlanta and there's beer in Texarkana.
That's right.
She just wanted you to say Breaker 19.
It had something to do with non-pasteurized products or something.
Or transporting alcohol or across state lines.
No, because you could, if you were Pabst Blue Ribbon, you could do it, sell it in Oregon. You can sell it anywhere you want. I mean, it had something to do with Coors wasn't pasteurized, and they didn't allow that product in Atlanta. Because you could buy other beers everywhere, pretty much. Like Primo beer was like Hawaii, and you could buy it out here. And it wasn't the transport, it was the pasteurization. I think. You can look it up. But now...
Skirting some regulations there, Bandit.
Yeah, she didn't know what I was talking about. And then they give a whole big speech about the water. Like, it's the Rocky Mountain water that makes the difference. It's the Rocky Mountain water, right? And then after about 13 speeches about the Rocky Mountain water and why that makes the difference in their beer, they go, we just opened a new facility in St. Louis as well. And I go, well, how do you get the Rocky Mountain water to St. Louis? And she goes, it turns out the St. Louis municipal water is almost exactly the same pH. Like, all right,
water's water.
Cut the fucking shit, bitch. Cut. You don't know who Smoking the Bandit is. Now they're giving us this tap water from St. Louis. Give me a fucking break. Rocky Mountain. Adolf Coors III, heir to the Coors Brewing Company, was kidnapped on February 1960 and subsequently murdered.
Damn.
They
didn't even ransom him.
They tried. It was ransom gone wrong.
Oh.
But this, anyway, I know the parents have probably heard it 1,000 times, but your son is not Adolf Coors III. This is a rando street situation.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right, next up, L.A. Mayor Karen Bass denounces and interferes with the ICE raid during a sweep of illegal immigrants in a gang-plagued area. Yeah. This is the park here, MacArthur Park, and a large immigrant population.
Someone left the beans out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it because it took so long to make it, and I'll never have that recipe again. Oh, you know MacArthur Park?
No, I don't.
I'm so happy that I'm just enough younger than you that I was never tortured with that song.
I love that song. Are you kidding me?
You're always dropping knowledge.
That's one of my favorite songs. All right, so MacArthur Park, traditional shithole taken over by gangbangers. Basically, you go to MacArthur Park if you need a fake ID.
Oh, really?
Or Vax card or something. That's where you'd go, to MacArthur Park, because that's where all the gangbangers, Mexicans hang out.
Well,
so
they
swept
right here. Yeah. You can make that big because that's a...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the operation with... they had horse and everything. Like, it was a whole deal.
But Karen Bass is on the side of the illegals, so that's her world.
Yeah,
that's her
she had a lot of quotes. I didn't know if we had that video.
Here's what I would love. You know when they do that stuff where they go like, they'll do those news things where they'll tabulate stuff. And it's usually the right conservative guys doing it. They'll go, so here's the kind of stuff they'll do. They'll go talk about Trump and Russian collusion between NBC, ABC, and CNN and MSNBC, 200,000 hours last month. Talk about Hunter Biden's laptop, 41 seconds combined of all the networks. So you go, okay, these are the stories they're covering. These are the stories they're not covering. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they have an agenda. So it's like tons and tons of Russian collusion talk or whatever, PP tape, Steele dossier talk, no talk about Hunter Biden's real laptop. That's an actual thing because that's the way they run their news.
Yeah.
Okay. If you took Karen Bass and Newsom, so if you took the mayor of Los Angeles and the governor of California and you just went combined Twitter, press conference, written statements, and talk based on Trump fighting Trump, ICE fighting ICE versus permits, rebuilding efforts, Palisades. Right.
Yeah,
you would get 200 million minutes of them fighting with zero fucking permit talk. So in one world, your place just got done burning to the ground, but there's zero updates. There's no, hey man, another victory. Here's some info for those who are looking for permits. Here's some building info. Here's whatever, updates and info. None of that. It's all we're fighting Trump and we're fighting ICE. So that's who they are. I mean, here's the deal. That's what they care about, everybody. They don't care about rebuilding shit. They care about fighting Trump, at least the optics in terms of their constituency. So that's where they're at. You like the UFC. I like vintage race cars. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I don't talk about stuff I don't care about, but she doesn't care about rebuilding. She cares about fighting Trump.
This is really interesting. This is her mentality.
Right, here it is. Clip.
Lower the temper of the rhetoric on both sides if you need.
Absolutely. As soon as they stop marching troops that disrupt our kids in parks. Yes.
Right.
And then you know, Pete, I mean there's conversations that happen in public and then there's other conversations too.
And you realize this is for reconnaissance.
What did you say?
This was not, since you said nobody was arrested, and I didn't able to determine if anyone was arrested or not. This looked purely like it was reconnaissance.
She's, by the way, a
need
communist.
Troops to do that. And by the way, how about using undercover folks or drones? They really needed to use all of that military equipment as reconnaissance?
Yeah, do you think it was just a dog and pony show?
Well, I call it a political stunt. If you want to call it a dog and pony show, go right ahead. Same thing.
With this going on for more than a month now, are you starting to feel like you're not even in control of the situation, or is there a feeling of helplessness that...
No, I will never feel helpless, and I don't think anybody here feels helpless. That's not in our DNA. We're going to continue fighting.
They got to fight. They got to fight. All right. Everyone's fighting. You got to fight. You got to stand up. You got to fight. You got to say something. You got to be heard. You need to sit at the table.
I found a really wonderful tweet from the Los Angeles Times from yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Picture of Gavin Newsom looking.
Is he standing
serious.
and fighting?
He's got his chin up and he's looking into the battle on the horizon and thinking about getting in. It says 6 months after LA fires, Newsom calls for federal aid while criticizing the Trump administration.
I know.
It's not Newsom rebuilt anything or took any concrete steps to actually help the state of California.
It's basically, that headline is, son makes fun of his stepdad for being fat while asking him for the keys to the Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's like, you need this guy to bail you out, but you keep critiquing him, criticizing him, and attacking him, and it makes him not want to help you out. And as a citizen who would like to be helped out, I would ask that you stop attacking the guy we're asking to help us.
Adam, that hat looks horrible. Can I get a raise?
That's exactly what he's doing. Hold on, we're paying you? All right, what else you got?
Oh, next up is the Gary Coleman's ex-wife, Shannon Price, flunks a polygraph about a actor's fatal fall. Pretty big deal.
What? First off, that different strokes and that just turned out to be a shit show. It's kind of interesting because Todd Bridges was the original fuck up in that crew.
It was the 80s.
Right. Yeah. It was money, it was cocaine. It was like, so he got out of the gate as like the lead fuck up in that group.
You're right.
Now, 30 years later, everyone's dead and Todd's fine.
He got it together somewhere along the line.
Because Arnold's dead and Mrs. Drummond or Mr. Drummond's dead.
Yeah.
And the housekeeper's dead, and Dana Plato's dead. I think Dana went first. Drugs. Robin. And by the way, whether it's her or Heidi Fleiss, anytime you end up in Pahrump, there's problems.
You're right.
There's problems. She went. So then Arnold fell off the stairs or balcony or something, like a double wide trailer, something, like lived in a shitty trailer, fell down the stairs or something and died. And then
there's a clip. She went on this show and she kind of did a polygraph test. And when they asked her, did you have any kind of thing to do with his fall, she turned out to be deceptive on those questions.
Really?
Yeah, so now she just put herself in the crosshairs.
Why would she go on a show And dude, maybe
to
paid
get out of
her?
the trailer for an evening that her boyfriend died in.
Well, maybe we can watch a
wife?
clip or something. Did he fall downstairs in a trailer? Something like that. I got a head full of Frank McCluskey and Van Stone and Adolf Coors III. You know what I mean? It's fucking. It's amazing I can keep up with half of
hard
this
to keep
shit that's
track with
rattling
Webster.
around in my head.
Yeah.
Gary Coleman
not
died
Webster, you asshole. Jesus Christ, that's Arnold.
What'd you talk about, Willis?
You did a black simile right there.
Black simile all in my head.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
Gary Coleman died from a bad fall. Shannon says it is time to prove that she did not kill Gary.
If you had anything to do physically with Gary's fall, the polygraph's going to show that. You know what I mean by physical, right?
Oh, I know. Pushing him, shoving him, throwing him overboard.
Is this important to you?
Yes.
Get serious.
Let's do this.
Lie Detector, Truth or Deception premieres Thursday, July 10th at
I didn't know he
Crime
married
Investigation
Bethany.
event only
Like,
on A&E.
that lady.
They have to pay these people to go on the
100%.
show, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no.
I mean, why would you admit to a murder for free?
yeah, I don't know. Also, it's not. I guess it's not admissible, or it's not. You're going to need more than that. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying they could start an investigation because of that and exhume the body.
I don't know. Maybe we should all just go out like James Dean and not have to hang around and watch everyone die.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad Heath Ledger's dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him to see
I
this.
woke up thinking that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness I thought he's gone. Because you have to just hang out, watch everybody,
Exactly.
everyone just die. Know what I mean? I got the
He's
two
in peace
guys.
now.
I got the two guys I was always mistaken for dead. I got Gilbert Godfrey,
Yeah.
and Norm Macdonald.
Oh,
I got my two guys I was dead.
well, turns out you're the Highlander.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Going around.
I feel bad.
Killing comedians with raspy, hard voices.
People, you know what you realize as you travel through life? Nobody pays any attention to anything. And it pisses me off because I pay attention to shit, but no one else does. And so they're never listening. They don't even know, they don't even know. They think they know you from something. They got you mixed up with somebody else. I tell you, I had somebody call me Norm Macdonald 6 months after he died. I was like, is this ever going to end? He's dead. Jesus Christ. By the way, you know who Norm Macdonald is. Why don't you know he's dead? That's all.
I didn't even know he was sick.
Now, he kept it quiet, but there are other rumors. I don't know.
Sorry, that's a Norm joke. Sorry, man.
He was a good dude.
Great.
But weird. And then he didn't drive
Obviously.
himself. Yeah. Can I say something? I think comedians, hot chicks know they're hot. And so hot chicks just kind of do what they want. And they never say, I'm late all the time because I'm hot. And they never say anything because I'm hot. But there's a little understanding that that's what they get to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
And they just no hot chick ever goes, I do what I want because I'm hot. No one really gives me any shit, so fuck you, bitches. You can wait. Like, I'll be a half hour late to brunch and you guys can all sit there, stare at your napkins.
But
Because
if
I'm
you
hot.
bring it up to them, they will just stonewall you. They don't even believe it. They say, no, because I'm nice.
They act
like there's like some type of cognitive dissonance.
Here's my point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comedians who act weird and do what they want because they're comedians. And they go, I'm a fucking comedian. So I don't, you go, get up in the morning. They go, I don't get up. I'm a comedian. Change that tire. Like, I'm not fucking change the tire. I'm not doing that shit. Drive over to the studio. I'm not coming. I don't drive. I'm not coming to the studio. Like, they kind of use it. It's not a full-time crutch.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a crutch. And people make room for them. Like, they'll go, Norm, he's... the creative types, he's not going to be on time. He's not going to drive himself. You have to, it's not enough to remind him on a Monday what time the flight is on a Friday. You're going to fucking call it Friday and remind him because he's not going to remember. And it's kind of like, is it that or does he just fallen back on it.
I just know as a pro fighter back when I was a kid, I just had everything done for me all the time, and I just assumed it. I had like a learned helplessness that I had to unlearn because you just got used to being pampered.
Yeah, and it's like, again, the hot chick kind of knowing that the people will wait on her, and you know what I mean?
But the game's over if she admits that, so she has to like dance around.
There's a out of it comedian. Norm Macdonald got a lot of mileage out of just going, I don't drive. And it's like, if a dude is a roofer or a dude's a pool man or a school teacher and he goes, I don't drive. You go, fuck you don't. I'm not fucking picking you up. Get a fucking permit and learn how to drive, you lazy sack of shit. But when you're creative, you get to make these announcements. That's all. All right. Rudy.
Hey, buddy.
You got news over there?
Yeah, let's do it, huh?
I don't have your bio.
No?
That is interesting.
That's all right. I'm not really a human, so that's okay. I don't really exist. This is a plane of existence.
Yeah, I know, but I like to give you plugs and all that kind of stuff. But all right, we'll get your bio.
Yeah.
News-wise.
News-wise. All right. So Snoop Dogg said he was caught off guard after grandson asked him how two women could possibly have a baby in the animated film Lightyear. He said, quote, I'm scared to go to the movies, like y'all throwing me in the middle of this shit that I don't have an answer for. It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids. They're going to ask. I don't have answers. And I was just there to go to sleep and watch the movie. That shit woke me up.
He was there to sleep and watch
the movie, which is, I don't know how you watch a movie while simultaneously sleeping, but he is Snoop Dogg, so.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny that everyone gets their fucking panties in a bunch over this. Also, it's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anybody on the planet that we don't need to be politically correct and or toe whatever societal retarded line we're getting into today, it's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
First of all he does is smoke pot and talk about pimping and hoeing.
Mm-hmm.
So
also,
get used to it.
At some point, he was the person that parents had to explain to their children. Like, I remember I got grounded for a Snoop Dogg CD, and if my mom would have known that years later that lesbians would be in Pixar movies, she probably would have gave me the goddamn Snoop Dogg CD back and just been like, okay, just listen to your shitty music.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to explain your experiences. Like, I think you can go, I was at a movie. I was with my granddaughter. Two chicks popped up with a kid. My kid turned to me and went, what are these two mommies doing with a baby? And I didn't really have a good explanation for my 6-year-old granddaughter. Because that's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like saying I got into an elevator and it was stalled in between floors. And someone goes, why are you talking shit about elevators? You go, that's what happened to me. I'm not saying I don't like elevators, and I'm not saying I don't use elevators, and I'm telling you not to use an elevator. I'm saying this is this thing that happened.
Yeah.
So you can say what happened, and then you can go, I had to explain to her that sometimes mommies love each other and end up getting married, or there's some sort of nice version of that that Snoop Dogg would never say. And then there's what he did experience. But I do agree that, like, my whole thing, and I think all parents feel this way too, which is like, look, first off, whatever's out there, there's stuff out there. There is Al-Qaeda out there, and there's like honor killings, and there is genital mutilation, and there's bizarre German porn that
I know.
I'm an adult atheist and it would freak me out, give me nightmares. There's all of it is out there. And then there's the trans community, and that's like, that is fine, and I don't care about the trans community. But then you go, the trans community wants to come into your first grade class and start talking to them about something. And then I go, that I don't want.
Yeah.
And then they go, why not? You have a beef with that community? And I go, no, I don't have a beef with a lot of stuff. I don't have a beef with the German porn, but I don't want it showed in the first grade. So there's stuff that I just want separated from that stuff. And I think somebody decided, especially Disney and Pixar and Hollywood, that it would be a good idea to get everyone exposed to everything early, as if that was some solution.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a solution. Like, I think kids, especially in this modern society, find their way into everything eventually, and we don't need, like, do not worry. Your young son and young daughter will discover there's something called the trans community at some point, and they'll also discover Al-Qaeda at some point, and they'll also discover genital mutilation, and they'll also hear the song "Man-Eater" by Hall & Oates. It's all going to happen.
All the shitty things in life are going to come on.
We don't want it to happen.
Yeah.
We wish we could shield our children from Man-Eater.
Yeah.
But it cannot, or Abracadabra by Steve Miller. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't want to play Abracadabra while they're in the crib.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same way about Don't Stop Believing. Like, I don't need that in the classroom while the trans lady is trying to read Berenstain Bears.
They are never going to be able to escape Don't Stop Believing by
It's
Charity.
fucking possible.
It is impossible. It is ubiquitous. It is everywhere. It's relentless.
Yeah.
It doesn't sleep. It's whatever the speech the guy gave about the Terminator in the first Terminator.
Yeah,
that's
it
what
stop.
Don't Stop
It doesn't
Believing.
feel.
It doesn't have remorse. You can't reason with it. It's a killing. It's an ear killing machine.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's awful. And then on top of it, it was like it lulled for a few years. It came out and then it lulled, and then the goddamn Sopranos had to put it in to that final episode. And when it cuts to black and you hear the "Don't Stop," boom, and it was like it shot it into the stratosphere. And now every stupid fucking baseball game I go to, every time I go to a Lynx WNBA game, now I got to sit and listen to that goddamn song.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to say this. Don't Stop Believing is not as bad a song as Abracadabra, but it gets played 72 times as much, or maybe 1,000 times as much. And so there's two categories for songs. There's horrible songs that get played enough that we should never have heard in the first place. And then there's songs that I was fine with until I was beaten over the head with it.
Yeah.
And that's where I have Don't Stop Believing.
Well, it's weird that there's stuff that's so middle of the road and bad, and yet it gets so many spins. Like, if you just happen to turn on TNT and they're playing The Son of Mask, I don't need that movie. I like Jamie Kennedy. He's a fun guy, but that movie's a piece of shit, and I don't need it to be on network television when I'm in my hotel room on a Saturday afternoon.
I tend to think those... And I agree with you on that. Like, I don't know why we need to see Son of Mask ever again.
No.
But I think there's a financial explanation, which is those movies cost less to clear or whatever it is.
Oh, sure.
And if you want a Tarantino film, that might come with a different price tag. So I think there's some economic part of that. The Don't Stop Believing part is just people being dumb.
Yeah.
And when you're dumb, you like repetition. And you're basically more animal than man, and that's where Don't Stop Believing comes in. But anyway, the whole point is we do not need to pipe in Don't Stop Believing into our kids' nursery, because at some point they will be hit with Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about the trans stuff.
Yeah. Plus, also, I like that old Louis C.K. bit where he goes, "I don't know, it's your shitty kid. You figure out how to talk to him. Why do I have to be the guy who's bringing it?" Did you see this video? This is great. This is peak North Carolina. A North Carolina woman is being celebrated after a video clip of her physically detaining a suspected pickpocket in Venice went viral on social media.
Venice, Italy.
Venice, Italy, yes. Yep.
She's holding on to her hair?
Holding her right by the ponytail. Held her for an hour.
You stole my purse with my passport in it. Police!
I do like when chicks think if they scream loud enough, shit'll get fixed.
Yeah.
Call them. Okay.
There's a great moment in here where she talks about her kids. She's got 8 kids.
Is it an Italian woman?
Italian woman, yeah. She has a smoke show, too. She's pretty cute. Both them gals, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
Gotta be cute.
There's a whole episode of White Lotus where they go. It's on a loop, guys. You can turn that off. Yeah, there's an episode of White Lotus where there's women that are sort of like that, like very good looking. They're in Italy. They use their looks to get by, and then they end up scamming guys like that. But one of the things the woman yelled, which I love, is as that woman was screaming, the suspected pickpocket, she said, "You're not getting away. I'm not stopping, kid. I have 8 kids. You don't get to me."
Wow. I'm always secretly jealous of those people because I would let her go. I just want to hassle it.
Yeah. I would say just give me my shit back and then you can leave. I don't need to deal with this. I don't need you to get around. I don't care. I just want my stuff.
You know, the one time I thwarted a pickpocket purse snatcher in Santa Monica as I was chasing the guy down the sidewalk on some woman's behalf, she just screamed help in the middle of the street. And I don't know, it's like 9 at night. I just ran down. So the guy stole me and I just went chasing after him. The whole time I was chasing after him, I was thinking about the part where I was going to have to hold him in a headlock or something.
Yeah.
And he was going to be screaming, come on, man, or whatever. And I kept going over it in my head. Like I was like, from the time I get my hands on this guy to the time the cops show up, it's going to be like at least 10 minutes. And for that 10 minutes, I'm going to be hanging on to this guy, and he's going to be screaming about like having kids and just trying to get enough money to get some food together, man. And, this is my 3rd strike, and I'll be locked up. And I'll just be hanging on to him going, this is so uncomfortable.
Sure.
Emotionally,
Yeah.
It was weird. I didn't even think about the physical part of it.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I don't even like Don't Stop Believing. Fucking A.
I felt so bad. And I was like, but I was starting to catch up to him, And I was like, this is going to be, it's going to be so uncomfortable.
Pretend to trip. Oh no.
No, I was really like, this is going to be so uncomfortable. I wasn't thinking about the physical part. I was just thinking about the emotional part of it.
Yeah.
And also, I was just bad. Like, I couldn't write people tickets and stuff like that. I couldn't be a cop because I couldn't pull over poor people. Like, I just feel horrible. But anyway, thankfully, right when I got up to him, he just jettisoned this woman's purse and briefcase. He just, chucked it.
Sure.
And as soon as he chucked it, I was like, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hang on to your ponytail.
Yeah.
And that was that. And I'm glad I avoided that. But as soon as that bitch started screaming, I would have just, I would have let her. I would have got my purse back and let her go.
And just let her go, yeah. See, that's the thing about big cities, where I grew up small town, northern Minnesota, a little place called Hibbing, and we were kind of up on a rooftop having a party, and kids below us took a brick and threw it through the back windshield of a vehicle that was outside of a bar. And we're like, let's get them. So we take off running. We go down the street. Now we're chasing after these kids. And then we caught up to them. We're like, oh, shit, we know you guys. Never mind. You're good.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. What do you guys get? They're like, yeah, we got a purse. Like $30. We're like, good for you. Anyways, we're having a party if you guys want to come back and hang.
Yeah. I'm sort of jealous of the women or the men or the whoever who can get... First off, if somebody steals shit from me, I don't take it personally. I just feel like they're thieves and they want money. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So they're people, like when you do stuff to them, they take it personally.
Yeah.
They internalize, or maybe they're narcissists. I don't know, but they get really animated about it. But I never would, because they're not stealing stuff from me. They're stealing stuff from a victim who happens to be me. But it's the same way with driving on the freeway and getting cut off. Like that person's not cutting you off. That person's cutting a car off that you're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all right, moving on. Here we go. So Delta agrees to pay $79 million in a settlement to South Los Angeles residents after its pilots dumped jet fuel on neighborhoods more than 5 years ago. In January 2020, pilots of a Boeing 777 turned their Shanghai-bound flight back towards LAX after experiencing engine trouble shortly after it took off. However, pilots were forced to dump their fuel reserves since the jet exceeded its max landing weight of about 160,000 pounds. The liquid rained over thousands of cars, homes, businesses, and schools. They have agreed to not only pay the $79 million in the settlement, but also have everybody's properties tested, and then upon that, be given a certificate confirming that their property is clear.
So they figured they're fueled up because they're going to Shanghai from LAX, right? So they got thousands of pounds of fuel, and then they're going to burn off thousands of pounds on the way to Shanghai. But when they turn around and land, they're too heavy. So they got to dump that fuel. Now, I don't know where they were, but LAX just takes off right over the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like you would think, let's just dump it over the ocean versus over people's homes.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if it's an emergency and you got to turn and you just don't have time to go out over the ocean, then you got to dump where you got to dump. My feeling is you want to live in the flight path. You get a little break on your home.
Absolutely, yes.
But shit happens every once in a while.
Yeah, also, this does feel like, because, you start hearing like some of the clients and the victims and the lawyers that are involved with this. And even though I'm not a big fan of big corporations, and I do like Delta, probably my favorite airline to fly, it does feel like this is an opportunity for people to make some dough, and this is exactly what they're going to do. If it was something like jet fuel on my property, I might just say, listen, just come and clean it up. Make sure it's fine. I just don't want any residual things happening to my pets or to my kids. But other than that, just clean it up and let's just bygones are bygones.
Yeah, you got a pressure washer.
Yeah,
hit the roof.
Yeah,
we're cool.
Throw in the earbuds.
Yeah, the thing about this is everyone's going to do the, my child has asthma and it flared up and blah blah blah, deep pockets and all that, all that stuff. But I don't know. Like I feel with air travel, I feel like we don't appreciate it enough, and we don't understand it enough, and we don't really understand how glorious it is.
It's amazing.
And what a gift it is.
Absolutely.
And how I was trying to work out this bit, but I'm trying to work this bit out where when you get your real ID, that's all we have to have your information on it. And I don't know what else, retinal scans or whatever they're doing. But I'm like, they need to put a little picture of the Donner Party on that. And like when you're at the airport and you're fucking throwing a pissy fit because your flight to Phoenix is delayed 40 minutes, you need to look down at the Donner Party and go, these people walked here and died in a snow-covered pass and had to get into cannibalism. They had to eat. They ate the animals first.
Yeah.
Then they ate the guides second because they were Indian, and then they ate themselves. Right. And you're bitching because you can't get to Phoenix by 1:30.
Yeah.
And I just feel like people are like way too. Here's the thing about flight. Here's what I'm going to say about flight. You do not have a God-given right to fly. Nobody deserves to fly. This is a privilege, people. You don't need. Nobody in human history was able to get from LA to New York in 5.5 hours. Nobody until the last 10 minutes of our society. People died, spent many, many months, got lost at sea. God knows. The Kraken got them. Indians got them. I mean, this is the first time in world history that we've been able to do this, and you need to appreciate it a little more. And you also kind of need to go, wow, we're really pulling something off. We got 200 people. They're flying to Shanghai or wherever they're going. I mean, that's pretty good. And once in a while there's going to be delay, and once in a while there's going to be a mechanical thing, and there's going to be a shit happens kind of thing. But that should all come with the territory, and you should appreciate what you have.
Yeah. I had that conversation with my daughter on a flight. We were talking about, parties back in the day that had to take, wagons west, and as they were trying to figure out the lay of the land. And she was like, and I was like, then they had to kill their own food. And she wasn't impressed by any of it. And I said, by the way, they had no Wi-Fi. And she was like, get out, what? They walked all that way, no Wi-Fi? I was like, yeah, that didn't exist back then. They just had their thoughts and not even a path. They were the ones making the path that went all the way to the goddamn ocean.
I know. So I just feel like people need to...
Yeah.
Again, they feel like they deserve flight.
Sure.
Like you see the films of the chicks at the airport, and it's like, sorry, we closed the door a half hour before, and they're like, "Fuck, bitch!" and they pick up the computer and throw it at them and stuff. It's like, you don't. This isn't some sort of birthright.
Yeah.
This is a privilege. And you need to show up on time. And if you live in the path, once in a while, you get some Jet A dumped on you. All right, let's do one more.
Yeah. All right. So, everybody's favorite quarterback, Jay Cutler, will have to spend time behind bars as part of a plea deal with prosecutors over his 2024 arrest. The ex-NFL star pleaded guilty to 1-count misdemeanor DUI. Per the deal, prosecutors agreed to drop 3 other charges filed against Cutler. Back in 2024, Cutler was arrested in Franklin, Tennessee on charges of driving while intoxicated and gun possession while under the influence. The other charges included violation of implied consent law and failure to exercise due care, which was reported as a charge brought over refusal to submit a blood or alcohol test. Now, this is the part that always confuses me, because every time I see like a TikTok or a reel and somebody goes, you don't have to give a breathalyzer. When they ask, you don't have to give one. And then you hear about guys get charged for not giving one, or they get taken in and then they do the blood, or they end up giving it anyways. And then I'm like, okay, so which is it? Which am I allowed to tell the cop you don't have the right to come into my vehicle? Or I don't know. It feels like there's so much contradicting information.
These guys are the same guys that are like, you don't have to pay federal income tax.
See, these assholes.
Constitutionally, there's nothing in there. Yeah. Wesley Snipes saw your infomercial and did 7 years in federal prison because he didn't think he had to pay. Like, there is nothing in the Constitution that says... Which is sort of like those Disney movies when Gus the mule would kick field goals.
Oh, sure.
And then the opposing coach would run out and start yelling, and then the ref would go, there's nothing in the rule book that says a donkey can't. True. Still implied that it's not legal.
Yeah, we need a human.
Right. So they will. Now, what I've learned from attorney Mark Garagos, who's in the back and going to come in here and talk Menendai in a moment, the tips are, if you just left the bar, like you just took a couple of shots and left the bar and get pulled over, take the breathalyzer because it hasn't fully entered your blood system. If you were watching the game, had some drinks, cut yourself off in the fourth quarter, left after the game and were driving home and got pulled over, take the blood because they got to bring you in, and your blood alcohol levels going down as the time wears on.
You guys mind stopping by Subway real quick so I can get a footlong sub? I'm just a little hungry, that's all.
Yeah, but also, listen, Cutler I like, but if you got a gun in your car and you keep it in your glove box, and then you get pulled over for DUI. I don't think that should be drunk, intoxicated, and gun possession. It was in the car. Like, you also have you have a tire iron in your car, too, which could be used as a weapon. And you're drunk, but the tire iron was always in the car. I mean, if you're waving the gun around while drunk, but if they find the gun in the car when you're drunk, the gun was in the car that morning when you weren't drunk. No problem.
Yeah, it was on his way to practice.
That's
he stopped
right.
by and picked up a 9mm.
Right. So I'm just saying, I don't know about the gun part. It is weird that there's actual time in jail, which normally you get like suspension of your license and whatever.
Which you also got,
I also, if I was running for president, I would run on a unification platform, which is, look, age of consent all over the road in this country. blood alcohol level, legally intoxicated, all over the road, pardon the pun. Let's just call it 16 and 0.10. All right,
Yeah,
can we
right?
do that?
Yeah,
We can move on. That way, when I go to Hawaii and I'm talking to lady friends, I wouldn't have to do the math, or I've had a couple of drinks when I want to talk to my lady friends on the drive home.
Sure.
There's a lot of calculations going on. You just make it 0.1 or 1, what is it? 0.1. Wait a minute.
Yeah, 0.01.
0.01. You make it 0.01 and you make it 16. And by the way, I feel like that crew is the same group.
Yeah.
It's the same group of fellas
Sure.
who could really benefit from some
Oh,
unification
yeah,
here.
absolutely.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, no math involved. Plus, I don't know if you've seen Cutler on the field. He's not great at math. A lot of times he'd be out there and he'd be like, all right, guys, third down. And they're like, Jay, it's actually second. He's like, oh, shit.
And I could bargain with people. Like, I could go like, all right, we can dip down to 15 if you can give me 0.015 or something like that. We'll go up with the alcohol. We'll come down with the age. But either way.
Yeah, like a Scales of Justice. Yeah.
In a way, yeah, a lot like that. So, and she wouldn't be blindfolded, but she'd have beer goggles on. Lady Justice would be wearing beer goggles, and I could negotiate that.
Gypsy Couture shorts.
Yeah, let's just start at 16 and 0.01. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Mark Garrig's waiting out there. Lots of updates on the whole Menendez thing, which has been an interesting story. Rudy, I don't have your.
I think Chuck came and brought it in. But,
he did.
Maybe I think so. Maybe, but
somebody snuck in here,
Yeah.
but I don't know where it went.
If not, don't worry about it. You can find me at Rudy_Povich on Instagram. You can go to my website, adamcarollasopener.com, because nobody remembers my goddamn name. And then also, I got a couple of shows. October 3rd, I'll be in Jenkins, Minnesota, doing Snarky Loon Brewing, and then you can catch me on Black Friday, November 28th, at Heavy Rotation Brewing in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I do have her.
Yeah.
Sorry. Alicia Krause in studio. She's got her op-ed for the Washington Examiner. Newsmakers every week. What's the subject this week, Alicia?
Oh, this week it's going to be about the transgender neighborhood in San Francisco.
Oh, they going to start one?
They've announced it. There's a whole video from a councilman and everything.
Let me tell you something. It's like when you do your Wakanda thing where you go, we're going to start an all black place or an all everything place doesn't work unless it's Asian. That'll work. Japanese, that works. Everything else turns into a shit show.
My favorite thing about the Wakanda stuff is when Black Panther came out, which I do love. It's a great movie in the Marvel Universe, in my opinion. But the Google searches for vacations in Wakanda.
Oh, really?
It was amazing.
Oh, there will be a theme on a Carnival cruise soon.
Really? You think?
I think that's where they're heading.
Wow.
The Wakanda cruise.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the transgender neighborhood.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Does it exist?
It does exist. Like, there's like a whole social media post about it. I got to do a little bit of deep dive before I write about it today.
Oh, I can't believe it.
But I saw the Instagram post. Kudos to my husband. He sends me all these silly reels all the time. I think half of our relationship is Instagram DMs, like reels that we send back and forth. And he was like, is this for real? And I looked it up and it definitely is for real.
There is, huh? I don't think it's going to work, but okay.
I don't even know what it means.
I don't know what it means.
Like, what does a transgender neighborhood mean? Like, are only transgender people allowed there? If I go there, do I instantly become a man? If you go, do you become a woman? Like, what does it mean?
I don't know. It's mostly a mental disorder, this whole transgender shit, and we prop it up, and it's insane, and we're fucking kids up. But other than that...
You know, there's a village for dwarves in Long Beach, right?
I thought you were going to say
Is it
in New
like
Zealand,
that?
like Hobbitland.
Really?
Yeah, there is a
village.
Yeah, like their own town.
For dwarves.
Yeah, for yeah.
But are you not allowed there because you're not a...
No, I think you're allowed there, but I think people go there for the spectacle of it.
I went down to Long Beach, and I didn't even know I was in the dwarfs village, and I just went to go enjoy the beach, and I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I was tied down. And I was like, what the fuck is going on around here? Well, as it turns out, I was at the dwarf village, and the Lilliputians.
That's it.
Okay.
I remember being terrified of that book when I was a kid.
The Gulliver's Travels?
Yeah.
All things when you were a kid were big and terrifying and
scary.
weird
Yeah.
and scared. Now kids are looking at weird German porn and stuff on their phone, and it's all a disaster.
By like 11. Do you know that? On average, by 11?
What? So see if you can confirm this Long Beach.
It's right here.
Midget Town in Long
Wow.
Beach refers to the urban
legend.
Urban legend surrounding. The urban legend surrounding the La Linda Drive neighborhood, which is rumored to have built for little people after the movie Wizard of Oz. Well, there is no truth to the legend.
There you go. I'm Gullible's Travels.
It is suspiciously home to the largest per capita venues for miniature golf.
Really?
Yes.
Or as they call it, golf.
They just call it golf.
Right.
It's 18 championship holes to them.
Do you like mini golf or golf?
Miniature golf is fun with kids, and it's also like good first datey stuff
because it's not
static where you're sitting in a movie theater, you're sort of moving around. You can have fun a little bit.
You can chit chat. You can see, do I want this woman to have my children? Like, is she ambidextrous
Check her
or not?
form.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then at some point
you can help her.
Some point she beats you, and you get super angry and storm out of the date.
It's a good opportunity for the man and the woman to figure out like personality, competitive nature.
I never thought about this, but the miniature golf always has the batting cage attached to it out here.
Yeah, like at Castle Park.
I think that's there for when the dude gets beat in miniature golf. He can be like, "Hey, let's hit the cages on the way out, okay, hon?" And she's like, "I've never played That's right. And I played JC ball.
Yeah, some
for
of them
3
also have
years at Pierce. So give me that fucking bat."
Some of them also have the slick track or go karts. It's like, all right,
we need
you won this one. Let's see how you
Because
drive.
any woman can beat any guy in miniature golf on any given Saturday. That's a given, but we're going to beat him in the batting cage.
That's actually
for us.
a good psychological idea for a first date too, because then as a dude, you're like trying to make the woman feel confident in herself and like, right?
Oh, like by letting her win?
By not letting her win, but if you're saying that the average woman could probably beat dudes in mini golf, then it's like
I think there is no real
like
advantage.
I'm gonna make her feel good about herself, and if she feels better about herself, then she might feel better about me. There's a psychology there.
You know, men win in golf because they drive the ball 65 yards further.
Yeah.
You know, but this is not that. Also, I think women, when it comes to miniature golf, may win at a even percentage or even higher because whereas the guy, he's like, I'm going to go for that center flume that's only 5 inches wide. I think I can catch it. Where the women go conservative. I'm just going to hit it into the side one and it's going to go down. And the guy goes for it and he does it 3 times and it comes back to him because he's going for it. You know what I mean?
My 12-year-old can beat my dad and my brother-in-law at golf because she's better at chipping and putting.
Oh, really?
To your point.
Regular golf?
Yeah.
All right.
Like out on 18 holes at DeBell or something.
My idea of a first date is go out and play miniature golf.
Yep.
She wins at miniature golf. We go by the cage. I smack a few around in there, let her know who the alpha is in the relationship, and then it's back to the car.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, get her in the windmill for a little action.
Try to get in the windmill for a little action.
Yeah.
I worked at a mini golf like go-kart place in high school. It was called Gopher. Like, but Gopher. A golf and Gopher a spin.
That's kind of cute.
It was clever.
What'd you do there?
I like kind of managed it because the owner was this old lady that was like, "You take over. I'm gonna go have some smokes."
High school job.
It was awesome.
Homeschool job.
It was awesome. And I think that she liked me because I could work all hours because I was homeschooled.
I was thinking about the other day. I was thrown off a go-kart track. I was also thrown off.
A little too wild.
I got thrown off a driving range, a golf driving range as well.
Why?
The guy just said, if you shank another one into the tennis court, you got to leave. And he stood there and he watched me shank the next one into the tennis court. And I didn't even talk to him. I just shanked it. He watched it. I watched it. And I just started leaving.
Was it a walk of shame?
Yeah, because people in the tennis court, I rented the club. That's how good a player I was. So I just gave the club back and left. And I also realized Jimmy Kimmel has had air freshener sprayed at him in his face for farting up a bus and for farting up an airplane.
Okay.
But he's never done a train. And my thing is like, Jimmy, if you could fart up an Amtrak to the point where the steward got hold of the can and sprayed it at him, he got sprayed with, air
Sorry,
freshener.
I know you're going to circle back, but I don't know how this applies to getting kicked out of. Oh, you're talking about getting kicked out of
It's
places.
sort of like having your hands registered with the state of Nevada or something. You know what I mean? Like the feather in your cap.
Yeah.
If he could get someone to spray him down on a train with air freshener, he would do a train, a bus, and a plane.
That's the EGOT.
That's the EGOT. That's the hat trick. No one, and I would argue, I don't think you're ever going to meet another person that actually had the EGOT in the air freshener farting up the space.
Yep.
Most Americans barely have one.
That's either the back sleeve or the introduction to the bio, but he has better chances of getting booted off a train if he goes business class surfliner.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Business
Gotta go
class,
bougie.
first liner, farted up.
Yeah.
And again, the person will go get the spray and spray it at you.
That's like pepper spray quality.
Yeah, it's
like those. That's like
you're essentially a cockroach at this point, and that's right. Like that's the same theory. There's a punitive part of it. They don't go over the shoulder into the atmosphere. They go at the problem.
He's got to finish that. That's an empty feeling.
I've told him. He's like, I'm hosting a late night show. I'm like, blah blah blah.
he could go incognito, and then just GoPro it for like you. And then nobody else would know.
I'll take his word for it. I was there for the
You're
plane.
a good friend. You wouldn't leak it to TMZ or anything.
I was there for the plane. I was there for the bus.
Oh, so he needs to take you.
Kinda.
Maybe you're his good luck charm.
Well, I'm an observer. When you try to set a record, you have the guy from Guinness Book of World Records. You fly them out. They observe. So you need somebody on that train.
Would you tell the Guinness Book of World Records after he...
I don't know how many categories they have, but I would say it's one thing to fart up a plane and to fart up a bus. And many have done this. But how many of us have actually got a can of Airwick Wizard sprayed in our face?
Like they knew it was him?
He was maced with air freshener.
Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. I would be mortified.
Well, we were impressed, but okay.
Difference between men and women right there.
Yeah, that's the homeschooling.
Well,
all right, what do we got?
Well, Ilhan Omar.
Oh, yeah.
One of my
She's a delight.
One of my least favorite
Can we at
Congress
least
people.
just admit these bitches hate this country? Can we, listen,
know.
I grew up with this. I grew up with my mom. My mom would be like, first off, no one actually says, I hate this country. They just go, this is a great country. It's the greatest country on earth. But you have to realize the horrors of slavery and the Bataan Death March and the Trail of Tears. And it's like, do you love this country, bitch?
Well, see, Ilhan Omar won't even say that.
She won't even say.
She won't even say this is a great country.
Once in a while they do. They go, this is a great country, and that's why we have to do this, and we're not doing any of it.
Yeah, so Ilhan Omar would say, this is a great country. That's why we can't fund the Jews or something.
She's horrible. She's the worst, especially since we saved her from her piece of shit country. But all right.
No, forget that. Forget about that. And now we've made her a millionaire.
Oh, really?
Apparently, she's always denied and said that she is not a millionaire, quote, saying, I am not a millionaire. But the Washington Free Beacon and some other outlets, but the Free Beacon was the first to it, found a 2025 disclosure. And she and her husband, so Tim has a couple of different businesses.
She and her husband, or she and her brother?
This is her husband.
Oh, but she married, okay. Ugh.
So they've had a really good year.
Sing-songy, too. Oh, she sounds like that reporter as well. She goes up. Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So but as a congresswoman, she makes $175,000 a year.
All right.
By the way, the Roberts Rules of Order says that whether you're a man or a woman, you're supposed to be called like congressman. There's no, but I don't know. This day and age, I'm just going to say Congresswoman. She makes $175,000 a year, but her husband's net worth is now ranging, or their joint net worth is now ranging from $6 million to upwards of $30 million. It's because of a couple of companies that he owns. One is a VC firm, and another one is a winery right here in California.
Well, what I've learned from Bernie Sanders is if you notice, once everyone did the math on Bernie Sanders, like, hey, you got 3 homes and you are a millionaire and all you do is rail against, he swapped out. They all swapped out millionaire for billionaire in like the last 9 months. So they are millionaires. So again, you can't complain about millionaires if you're a millionaire. So you just swap it out to billionaire.
He also stopped talking about private planes because he and AOC, when they were doing their whole socialism marches around the country, including here in LA,
stop the oligarchy.
They're going to stop the oligarchy, but they flew private.
Can I tell you something? If I was in the room when you're pitching me, like, what's the name of this tour going to be? Stop the oligarchy. I was going to be like, you know what? If I was in the room when UPS pitched What Can Brown Do For You, I would have done the exact same thing I'm about to do now. Bad idea. Don't fucking do it. No one knows what an oligarchy is. No one can spell oligarchy. Old man, you can't say oligarchy. And that's not it. If you want to go the Fair's Fair tour or Rich Pay Their Fair Share tour or something, or the middle class tour or something. But stop the oligarchy is not a good thing to put on a sign.
You have to explain it. They all went to public school, so they don't understand it.
Right.
It's a lot.
Right. All right. So she's rich and
she's rich and she's saying she's not rich.
Can it go any other way?
I mean, like every congressperson I'm aware of is like pretty well off.
Yeah.
Like $175,000 in a lot of the country is good money.
Yeah, but it's not enough to have. How does your net worth get to be $96 million off $180,000? I'm talking about. Well, there's like Nancy Pelosi and all these people.
Well, that's the insider trading.
Right. Okay. I just look at. Here's what I'm saying. I have plenty of rich friends, and it turns out rich people are better than poor people, much better. I grew up with poor people. They're fucking horrible. They're horrible. There's a reason they're poor.
I like my favorite kind of rich person, though, is the kind of rich person that started poor and then built it themselves.
Yeah,
not the daddy gave it to them.
All the rich people I know are that way. Okay. And I'm glad they're rich. I'm rich. It's good. It's a good thing. And I don't begrudge anyone being rich. What I hate is when people do the poor talk who are rich.
Yes.
That's the problem. The problem with the Nancy Pelosi's of the world is you never stop talking about the little man, and then you go out to the hair salon and get your hair colored during COVID, and you have a walk-in refrigerator with your fucking husband who drives a Porsche and is worth $300 million. That's the part I don't like.
And live on Billionaires Row in San Francisco.
Right. If you want to just be rich and fucking... And by the way, tip of the cap to anyone who ever goes, hey, bitch, I work hard. Like, I work. Dawson, what did we do last weekend? Oh, okay. What did Adam Carolla do last weekend? He worked. What's Adam Carolla do this next weekend? Worked. What's Adam Carolla do the weekend after that? Worked. What's he do the weekend after that? Worked. Okay. I work weekends. I'm rich. But if you just go, hey, I fucking have 3 jobs and I work most Saturdays out of the year, then good for you.
Yeah.
Just don't give me a fucking speech about loving all the poor people and everything and being rich. Just go fucking get rich. That's fine. And say I work hard.
Ilhan Omar, yeah. It's like her being a millionaire the problem? No.
No,
her
she has to
lying
pretend.
about
She has to pretend.
her lying about not being a millionaire is the problem.
This is the best. I don't know if you can find it anywhere, Dawson. The best one. I don't know if you can find this, or Andrew can find this, but there's a clip we used to have. I used to play it all the time. Or once in a while, I would play it. It is Michael Moore on Howard Stern. Remember I would play that clip? Howard Stern, who's also rich, likes to obsess about what other people are getting paid. I mean, he's like, how much you get paid? How much you get paid for that? Whatever. And Stern will never talk about how much he gets paid, but he gets paid more than all of them. But all right.
We played this on the radio show.
We played it on the radio. So Michael Moore, his net worth at the time was $50 million, right?
Making a shitty documentary.
Lots of them. But Michael Moore See, everyone understand this.
Uh-huh.
Michael Moore is the aw shucks blue collar guy from Flint, Michigan, who's always fighting for the people.
Yeah.
Right. So he can't walk around with a $50 million worth of net worth because he's the poor guys fighting for people.
Yeah.
Michael Moore dresses like an out of work lesbian trucker for a reason, because he has a poor person costume.
Yes.
He takes a crumpled up hat and he puts it on.
Yeah.
Wears a stinky t-shirt.
It has like even the gross like sweat stains whenever he's on MSNBC and he's wearing the gross hat that needs to get washed.
He goes on Bill Maher wearing a t-shirt and a fucked up trucker's hat because it's a costume.
Yeah.
A poor person's costume, and every day's Halloween to that guy because he's living
He's
a lie.
cosplaying.
Right. Now, poor people, if a poor person was going to be a guest on Bill Maher's show, they would get a suit to wear for Bill Maher's show. But not Michael Moore, who's a rich person who dresses like an out-of-work lesbian trucker.
Yeah.
So he was on Stern once, a million years ago, and Stern was going, how much do you have?
Yeah.
And Michael Moore can't go, I got millions.
Yeah.
Because he's playing a role.
Uh-huh.
Because he wants you to believe that he is this person.
He wanted, at time, he probably wanted them to believe he's better than like the Cheneys and the Bushes and like all the warmongers and like military industrial complex.
Rich people are bad, poor people are good, and
Yeah.
he's a poor person, he's good, and he fights for poor people.
Mm-hmm.
Think Ellen dancing at the beginning of her show, or Rosie O'Donnell, their cutie patootie chub club, or Bill Cosby dancing at the beginning of his show.
Oh, God.
They're trying to get you to think of them as a certain way. So Stern keeps saying to him, well, what's your net worth? He's like, oh, I don't know. And he goes, well, Stern goes, you're a millionaire, right? And he goes, no. He goes, well, how can you not be a millionaire? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, well, look, you made Bowling for Columbine or whatever it was. The movie cost $2 million to make, and it grossed $86 million. So how are you not?
Who made that money?
How are you not rich? You made 5 of those.
Did you redistribute it to the rest of the crew?
And he's like, wow, I don't know. I don't think I could be. By the way, you make films, you know what the gross is and what they cost and the budget and everything
How well
else.
it did.
Yeah, I mean, and he's had docs that were like, probably under $2 million to make that made $50 million. So there's going to be some cheese heading his way. And he did the because he's a liar. And then he goes, he goes, but so Stern does what Stern does. It's funny. He goes, but you are a millionaire, right? Well, I don't want to, because that's a horrible title to call fake poor guy, right? Who's playing a role. So he goes, I don't know. And then Stern goes, oh, wait a second. You have $1 million. And he goes, maybe with the house.
Stop.
I swear to God, because he's lying just like all these fucking people lie because they're scared you're going to find out who they really are.
Everybody in LA is a millionaire because every house in LA is $1 million.
Right. Andrew is currently looking for that. In the meantime, I added Ilhan Omar to the Family Guy news lady. So let's see.
Let's see.
Tom, I'm standing here with flawless skin next to the shedding, crumbling, dusty, ancient relics of white people my age.
After months of searching, Lynn Ray Wentworth and her husband were thrilled to find what they thought was their dream home.
But this is not the moment to point fingers at people. It is time for us to come together and figure out what the actual solutions are so that there are no more dead angels in our communities.
Pretty good. Pretty close.
Cadence is there.
Anyway, I think I may hate her the most. I hate her the most because we saved her life, and she comes here and she hates this place.
And talks about how awful we all are.
Yeah, in Minneapolis, good fucking luck over there with the Somalis. Have fun. Make sure you kowtow and placate. Make sure you get a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you dance and you dance and you dance.
What was that, in Ann Arbor? Is that one of the places like over the weekend? Labor Day weekend decided to have like a pro-terrorist rally?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of that. Listen, it's a huge mistake. Anyone who does is going to be fucked. Europe's fucked already. Good luck to you.
Should we stay on politics for a moment?
All right.
Talk about other people we don't like in politics, like old guys? Do we have this video of Jerry Nadler? So Jerry Nadler, he's been in office since 1977.
Jesus Christ.
11 years before I was born.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. There's a great clip. That's that Jerry Nadler clip where they ask him about Antifa. And it's like, that doesn't really exist. Was that Antifa?
Yeah,
Can't remember which
I know.
was.
I think it was. It was like during. Look at this. He's not. You can't even see him.
He's shorter than the podium. He used to be wider than he was tall.
Yeah, he's lost some weight. Maybe he went on Ozempic.
I think so. He's full of retarded ideas. This guy. Yes.
People are wearing masks and are totally unidentified. And the question is why?
Why?
The question is why. It's completely improper. And again, one has to assume they're hiding something or they're hiding misbehavior, because otherwise, why would they be wearing masks and denying their identity?
You can't see him standing behind
Somebody
the
needs to get him an
presidential
Apple
seal.
box.
He wants to know why ICE.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, Nadler and or any other Democratic politician. You keep asking the question, why? Why are they wearing masks? Would you like an answer? They don't want to be recognized because they don't want to put their family in danger because they're being doxxed. Okay, there's your answer.
Yeah.
Did you ask anybody?
Because
why don't you ask them why they're doing it? If you'd like an answer, ask them.
Because
and then
people
they'll
like
tell you what
him-
I just said. And then you'll have your answer.
You'd have people like Nadler and Ilhan Omar out there being like, this is John Doe, and he lives at 111 Main Street, and his children go to school here. It happens all the time.
Yes, that's
now
why they're wearing masks.
The
Hopefully-
people like him who are not forthcoming with, yes, that's obvious the answer, they're relying on an uninformed electorate.
Yes.
They think, they're doing bad things because they are masked.
He doesn't. He
But during
doesn't think
COVID,
that
if you're
they-
masked, or even now if you're
Hero.
at Ralph's and you're masked, you're a shiro. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we can say adios because he's going to retire.
Oh, good.
And I hope that he, unlike Joe Biden, actually goes and has a good retirement. That'd be nice. He's 78 years old.
Well, he can eat a lot of ice cream.
He can go.
Maybe they'll hit him with an indictment on his way out.
Ice
Trump
cream.
might.
Joe Biden. Ice cream is smart for Joe Biden because in the world of politics, you can't really just go, I'm a huge Steelers fan, because then you'll alienate all the Baltimore Ravens fans out there. And you can't really do it with lots of stuff, because then every time you go, this is my favorite. If you go, listen, I love The Who, Rolling Stones can suck a dick, then you'll piss off a lot of people. But when you go, I love ice cream, everyone just goes, that's my guy.
The other thing is ice
Everyone
cream.
loves ice cream.
But what
Ice cream-
flavor?
It serves as kind of a smokescreen in interviews, because seriously, how do you actually interview somebody who is eating an ice cream cone?
You can't.
You can't, because there's an urgency to the ice cream cone. They're licking. They got it in their mouth. They can't. They
can't.
It's like,
By the way, female candidates,
I
just
think
don't
there's
ever-
more to
don't ever be
Biden
caught on
than
camera with an ice cream
than
cone.
He just likes it, because isn't his favorite flavor vanilla?
Yeah.
No.
He can.
That
he
does
can,
not exist.
He can also claim brain freeze if he ever has a question he can't answer on the ice cream.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Nadler's
good,
retiring.
gone, fine.
And apparently it's because he's not progressive enough. The Democrats are going to be running a 26-year-old, young gun against him.
Yeah.
And so he was like, peace, I'm out in 2026.
Good luck.
Good luck.
with all that.
So I can't pronounce any names in this upcoming story. I apologize in advance. But did you see this insane video that went viral over the weekend at the U.S. Open?
I don't. Oh, the tennis?
Yep. We have the video here for your live reaction.
This popped in my head. We'll look at the vid, but I'm going to ask Andrew to look for this. It popped in my head, and I'm looking at Dawson too. Remember, I kept saying that minivan that slammed into that semi truck, they didn't put the brakes on. What was going on with that minivan? Who's driving that minivan? And it was a Florida, and it was a minivan. So we just assumed 3 white guy Floridians, and someone was texting, and the 3 people were from Haiti.
It was definitely part of distracted drive. They were from Haiti?
They're all 3 Haitian. Wow. And the guy was driving had been here for 2 years. And last I checked, they don't do probably a lot of high-speed driving in Haiti, right? And you can look it up, but there's definitely, I kept saying, what's wrong with the driver? Why didn't the driver hit the brake? We did 20 minutes on. That minivan just slammed. You didn't see it lean forward.
Yeah.
Not a puff of smoke came out of the front tire. It wasn't a lock it up. It was just, it looked like the minivan was traveling 55 down the highway and was traveling 55 when it hit the truck. It didn't swerve. It didn't. anything. And I kept going, what's wrong with those drivers? You can look it up, but it was a weird article that somebody tweeted me that all 3 of the people were Haitian. And again,
that brings up a good question. So my niece is almost 16. She's has her permit. She's driving all these places. She just drove cross country with her grandparents and is practicing and has to have so many hours behind the wheel of a car before she can officially get her license when she turns 16 in December. When we have people immigrate from other countries, maybe we should do a better job at implementing a permit type system, because it is very different. It shocks me. I'm going to Spain next week, and I'm like, I'm not going to drive in Spain. I don't know I can't read all the signs, and I don't know what side of the road they're on and all that stuff. To take someone who immigrated here and just expect that they know how to do a thing with all of the Americanisms the 4-lane highways and toll roads and all this stuff. It's not fair to them or us to just let them go.
Well, Haiti's probably it's the poorest place in the hemisphere. I mean, it's the poorest place. I'd say not a lot of car ownership, I would probably say. And probably not a lot of guys, not a lot of people own Corvettes there. It's not a lot of spirited driving going on. They don't have a history in NASCAR or road racing or something.
They also don't have 100 miles of an interstate. Just go straight.
They don't have driver's ed either.
They don't. Yeah, so they don't.
That's sad.
They don't have anything for driving over there. So I'm saying this guy was not used to going down the interstate at 60 miles an hour. Is what I'm saying in Haiti. So when it comes to when I kept saying what was wrong with that driver, now the thing about people that are bad drivers or that happens, oh God, I hate these people, but they panic. I just saw footage of a guy backing a pickup truck off a pier because it was a kid backing it up, and he panicked and punched the accelerator, and the car just went into the bay. I've been with people that they panic and they go, they stomp on the accelerator, they can't process it.
But this driver didn't do any of those things.
Well, he could have panicked and froze, or whatever he did. He didn't react, but because he probably didn't do a lot of driving for the 25 years he was in Hades, and then he came here for 2 years and did probably limited driving, and then they gave him this minivan, and he didn't react like someone would react. That's all I'm putting. I don't know how much driving goes. What percentage of people own a car in Hades? That's all I'm saying. All right, so this guy,
he's the CEO of a publicly traded company, by the way, called Drugbruck. It's a paving company.
I like this guy.
I'm not going to. Andrew said just say it fast. Pietro Szczerek. So you've seen this video, right? Should we play it for the audience?
He's the Polish guy.
Yeah.
Who?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. They're at the U.S. Open. Someone's handing out the guy
that just won. I also can't say his name.
Hands his hat out.
Hands is signing things, handing things out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he hands it to the kid, and then the guy steals it
and puts it in his wife's bag.
Puts it in his wife's bag.
She's there videoing the whole thing.
And now
I'm assuming it's his wife.
Yeah, well, let's hope we don't have another Coldplay situation. that would be funny if that was
if this was a double whammy.
Yeah.
It's jerk and look, the kid actually, if you watch I watched a minute-long clip, that kid followed him.
Oh, really?
That kid had some tenacity because he followed him for a little bit and was like, hey, man, hey. He's talking to him and he's like, hey, he took the hat from me.
Right.
You can read his lips and that's what he's saying to him.
Right.
And that lady's just there smiling and grinning. He got the hat and he stuck it in the bag.
Right. So here's how we work, and this is how we should all work. I told everyone last week or the week before that when somebody parks, I had a woman park in the middle of my driveway at my place where I couldn't get on either side. And then the next time she parked across and blocked it, right? Now I go nuts. And then everyone goes, so what? It's just a car. Just go move the car. And I go, no, it's a window into who the person really
100%.
is. It's who they are. Because it's 10 cents worth a hat. Who cares? Oh, no. It's a window to who that guy is. As a human being, this is why we react so strongly to this. We don't care about the kid. By the way, the kids at the U.S. Open or the whatever Open, When I was 8, there was no tennis. I wasn't hanging out at a tennis tournament.
Like down close enough to touch a winner.
Kid is rich. Yeah. That kid is doing better than every kid you grew up with, including yourself. There's no
better than my kids.
There's me going to my dad. Hey, Dad, I think we should head down to Flushing Meadows this weekend. He'd be like, "What the fuck are you? Are you kidding? By the way, we're not going to. We wouldn't go to Knott's Berry Farm on your birthday. Are you kidding me? We're not going to attend." So that kid is fine. It's not the hat. Everyone in this picture is doing great. All rich white people at a tennis thing. Everyone's doing fine. It's not that. It's a window into who this person is.
So
that's why we react this way.
But here's my 2 cents, because I had the exact same thought as you, so we're on the same wavelength there. But this guy is the CEO of a publicly traded company. He has the fiduciary responsibility to do whatever it takes within legal bounds to make his stockholders and his board and all of his employees and everything the most money possible. So he is probably like this at his job, in his personal life, all that stuff, 99.9% of the time. And people are cheering him on because he's making a moolah. But then when it is public, and in a situation like this, I almost don't think it's fair to criticize him for his assholism showing when he's probably like that all the time and he tends to get cheered on for it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, we do that. It's funny. With Michael Jordan, they just go, "Oh, Michael Jordan, man. It wasn't just basketball. You play dominoes with that guy. He'll try anything to beat you. He'll try anything." And everyone goes, "Oh, that's who he is."
Yeah. It's who he is. And this guy, you can tell it's who he is based on his apology. If your kids gave you this apology, if my kids gave me this apology, I'd just massively eye roll. He said that he was like overcome because it was a fellow Polish dude that like won a game. I guess he beat out a Russian.
It's like he was at a Tony concert
and felt the spirit.
So he said, quote, "I would like to unequivocally apologize to the boy who was harmed, his family, as well as all the fans and the player himself. I made a serious mistake. In the emotions and the crowd's joy after the victory, I was convinced that the tennis player was handing the cap in my direction for my sons who had earlier asked for autographs. It is a painful but necessary lesson for me." He went on to say that, "For years, together with my wife, I've been involved in helping children and young athletes, but this situation showed me that one moment of carelessness can undo years of work and support."
Yeah,
He's a millionaire, by the way, just like Ilhan Omar. And he said, "Therefore, I will engage more actively in initiatives supporting children and youth, as well as actions against violence and hate." Like, why does everything have to be like DEI and like, you know,
gotta stop hate?
I believe that only through deeds can I rebuild this lost trust.
He looks like a Bond villain, but in the made-for-TV movie.
Like the cheaper version.
Yeah. All right. Do we put the Michael Moore thing on your things to do list then?
By the way, 1% of the Haitian population owns cars.
Right.
And I imagine that several people own several cars.
Right. So there
are 11 cars for every 1,000 people in Haiti.
This guy did not grow up driving.
No.
And he certainly don't have an interstate system over there. So he's going on a run to Indiana or whatever.
If we're not doing something.
And my repeated speculation over and over when everyone was going, "What's wrong with this long haul trucker?" I was like, yes. And what's wrong with the guy who never applied the brakes?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with that person. And everyone went, "I don't know what you're talking about." Oh, black guy. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Victims of Florida Turnpike crash were Haitian immigrants headed to Indiana. Yeah.
That's sad. I mean, it's all sad. It's sad.
It's all sad, but now you're in some weird zone because the dude in the semi-truck who pulled a U-turn, that was a careless move. But there's a world where this guy applies the brakes, tells him to F off in Haitian, and then drives to Indiana, and we never heard about this, right?
Yeah.
Now, this guy's up for triple homicide or triple manslaughter or whatever. And at some point, you got to go, look, I pulled a bad move. But the dude driving the minivan doesn't know how to drive, and that definitely was a factor here.
But I think they'll focus on the "if not for" argument, if not for him being in this country.
They will focus on that, but as I talked to Mark Garagos about, if you're defending this guy...
That's what you say.
Defending the truck driver, sorry, you are 100%. Going to get into this guy.
Yeah.
not having a driver's license in Haiti and then coming here.
So when you went to your prom in Haiti, did you guys take
we
a limo
took
or
a
did
donkey.
you drive your date?
We took a donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then how stupid and easy it is to get a driver's license here, probably.
That's what I'm saying. It's
right.
like American kids have to go through so many hours and so much testing between a permit and a license, but an immigrant can come here and just...
Did he even have a driver's license here? You know what I mean? He had a visa, like a work visa or something.
Right.
Okay.
He had a permit to work. One of them had a permit to work. They don't know, but they're not releasing the information on the other two yet.
DMV employees are depressed and sad anyway. Stick them in a car with immigrants and be like, hey, before we give you a temporary license, could you drive around the block?
Yeah, this is your test drive, bitch.
Can you go out on the 10 and figure out?
It would be interesting, Andrew, for your to-do list and your Michael Moore clip is to find out that this guy even have a driver's license, or do you get some sort of temporary whatever? Yeah, when I got my motorcycle license, when I got pulled over and they towed my motorcycle and I had to go get the motorcycle and all that kind of stuff, they go, you need to have a motorcycle license to go get your motorcycle out of the impound yard. And I go, well, how do I get a motorcycle license? I can't do the test because I don't have my motorcycle. It's on the impound yard. And they go, oh, we give you a temporary thing, which means... as far as they're concerned, I still don't know how to ride a motorcycle, but here's your piece of paper to go get it from the impound lot, and then you can drive it again.
Maybe what we're discovering is our system is just screwed, and we need to reinforce all of it.
It's a good point. All right.
I do think maybe even people like over 70 should have to take a test more often.
Jerry Nadler. I saw this Portland nude die-in thing.
Oh, how did you know what stories I had?
Oh, you got that?
Today?
Well, good. You know what? Let's do it then. Let's just do your news. I love this stuff. I'm fascinated watching adults come undone. Like guys, when I see like women in their 70s screaming, like coming undone, I'm fascinated by adult because
did they do the die-in too?
I
think that was part of this.
When I was a kid, my dad's or my mom's or my buddy's friends, like Mr. Vendig. I didn't even know that guy's first name, much less him getting naked and laying down on the street in Portland. And Mr. Vendig, like he would, come home, get out of his jacket and get into his cardigan and like sit down.
Like Mr. Rogers.
Light his pipe.
Take off his loafers. Slip on his slippers.
Adults were adults, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So, according to the AP, naked bike riders demonstrated against federal troops in the quintessentially Portland protest. Look at this. So the protesters are rallying against the Trump administration in Portland, and they put the city's quirky and irreverent reputation on display Sunday by pedaling through the streets wearing absolutely nothing or close to it in a lot of cases.
They're not pedaling.
Right now they're not pedaling. They were doing a die-in.
They're doing a die-in.
Dear God. I'm seeing things I don't want to see up on the screen right now.
Kind of like
if
that.
They were pedaling. It's cool. Pedal your ass out of here.
Okay. There was a 51-year-old, a writer named Janine King, called the nude ride a quintessentially Portland way to protest and that it was absolutely necessary. We definitely do not want troops coming into our city.
That'll do it.
And who wants to use that highway that has to deal with you asswipes? Literally,
lots of skid marks.
Guys have like gravel on their ass. And reminded me, there was a pretty good Queen album cover with a bunch of naked ladies riding bicycles. Remember that one, Dawson?
Bicycle race?
I think that's it, yeah.
Oh, they called it joyful. They said that to be nude is to be joyful, and that joy is a form of protest. Being together with mutual respect and kindness is a form of protest. It's your choice how much or how little you want to wear.
I don't get... I really don't get the... I keep repeating myself, but I just don't get the protest that does nothing, goes nowhere. I mean,
traumatizes the viewer.
we got the No Kings trailer.
Yep.
I don't know if that was part of your storyline.
No.
Okay, I like to hear a fella named Joe talk about the No Kings thing because I really mean it. Like I talk to people who went to the Million Woman March here in 2018 or
their
something.
Pussy hats and stuff.
Yes, and I said, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "We don't know." And I'm like, "Well, what are you hoping to accomplish?" And they're like, "We're just together," And I'm like, I need a little more of a theme if I'm going to push back.
A goal.
A
like
general
a goal.
vagary of no kings is not enough, but we'll hear what he has to say. Sorry.
Something amazing and unprecedented is going to happen in this country, the United States of America, this upcoming Saturday, October 18th. This upcoming Saturday, October 18th, will be the largest peacetime protest in American history. Think about that for a minute.
Okay.
This upcoming
so many
Saturday,
filler words.
I know, because
October 18th.
So serious.
Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of Americans will organically take to the streets. In some 4,000.
All right, pause for a second. I am literally obsessed with self-important people. I have an obsession. I have an obsession with self-important people. I realize. And I don't know why. I'm fascinated by really self-important people. Also, people that talk and say nothing.
He's wasted so much time to fill 90 seconds of like millions and the pause. By the way, he totally read a cue card because he forgot peacekeepers or peacemakers on the had to read it.
All right, so we'll hear him out.
Does he say millions again?
I hope so.
In some 4,000 neighborhoods, towns, and cities around America to just reaffirm that basic American principle that this country was founded upon. No kings. Not here. Not in America.
Well, what happened to the whole taco thing? These guys get on to stuff and off stuff so fast. You know what I mean? Remember the whole taco thing?
The diction to make it sound passionate.
All right, and they want what? Like, what do they want? What's going on? I don't
also,
get what the upside is.
Also, is it really organic if you're spending money to market it and asking people to come?
In his favor, as retarded as he is, at least he didn't say full period stop or full stop period.
Yeah, I like when people say full stop. Yeah.
I blame social media for that. I feel like that started in the Twitter era.
Oh, George Conway has a good one too. Oh, this is good. This is what's her name's husband? Yeah.
Authoritarianism. It's a cancer. The symptoms are here. Today, masked agents grabbing people off the streets, the government threatening and prosecuting political opponents, attacks on free speech, soldiers in our cities. We thought it couldn't happen here. Other places? Sure. Italy in the 20s, where fascism was born. Chile, Russia, Venezuela, Hungary. And now, the disease is growing. The cancer metastasizing in America.
Hold on, stop it there. I love that chick getting dumped on her keister. By the way, that was from some bitch fighting.
That image is so gross.
Some bitch was like fighting with ICE officers like 3 days ago outside of Portland. They just pushed her away. So I don't know if that's cancer, authoritarianism. I don't know how Stalin or Mussolini would have treated you in that situation. But that's just we're just taking some dumb chick who was in the way of federal agents and pushing her out of the way from 3 days earlier. But anyway. But here's the whole thing. If you got cancer, what do you do with cancer? You cut it out. You have to kill the cancer. You have to radiate the cancer. You kill the cancer.
Surgically remove.
Yeah,
chemo,
so if there's a
radiation.
cancer and that cancer's name is Trump, then it would make sense to try to cut him out.
Yeah, but no. Words aren't violence anymore.
No, I know.
Only if it's from the right, not the left ever.
So this Astard is doing what? We can keep playing.
Wait, who's his wife?
In America.
Oh, what's Kellyanne Conway?
But there's a cure. It requires you. On October 18, at the nationwide No Kings protests, Americans will stand up peacefully for what makes America, America. Scan the QR code to find your local No Kings event. Show them you're not afraid. Do it for the country, for the Constitution, for your family, for yourself. Do it for your freedom while you still can.
Before what?
I thought they got a divorce.
I think they did. Before the jackbooted thugs show up at your doorstep and demand your
Also,
children.
If I were somebody that marched in the civil rights era, I'd be real pissed off at the comparison between then and now.
If you were someone who survived a camp in Nazi Poland back then, you should be super insulted that they're calling everyone Hitler.
Or even the internment camps that we had, like friends of mine whose families were interned here in the United States. Very different time than now, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Dawson, you were going to say.
Yeah,
It's funny, though.
That made more sense than what he had to say.
Why am I so amused with it? And then why do I feel zero? I cannot tell you how many times people told me to be scared of something. And I go, yeah, I don't care. And they go, you got to be scared. And I go, I'm not interested in being scared. By the way, I don't think that's a good way to go through life.
You don't have like a fear factor? No pun intended.
No, I don't have that gene. I woke up this morning hearing two big sheets of glass in my home getting blown around by the wind and the rain and
well, at least it was raining. Otherwise, I think that would have like infiltrated like some PTSD from the fires.
It was a major issue with two big sheets of glass that were like flexing and smacking each other. I thought it was going to break, and it was kind of crazy. But I was like, I got to fix it because I'm not leaving because it's leaking and it's going to shatter because it's flexing. It was two big panes of glass that come together in a 90, and they were seamed with silicone, and the silicone had gone bad. And they were blowing out and now not held together and thus flexing and making all kinds of scary noises. And I was like, this thing's going to break.
Yeah.
And by the way, if it does break, it's bigger than a sheet of plywood and the wind's blowing and water's just going to blow in. And there's no putting plastic up. Like it's going to be a $10,000 move.
So that scared you, or just you're like, oh no, must fix. And you're not afraid of fixing it.
My girlfriend said, what are you doing? Like I was like inside on a ladder, and there's two sheets of glass that were like smacking back and forth and making noises, and yeah, they could have blown out, or it was above, like second story type stuff. There's an element of haritude. It was a little hairy in there, but I figured out I was on a roll, man, because I just fixed the handle of the merch bag.
Like, I fixed the
last
handle.
time I was there.
I can fix them.
And I just looked at it and I was like, I know exactly what I need to fix this, at least temporarily, which is clear 100% silicone in a caulking gun.
Yeah.
And that clear packing tape. That stuff that just can do anything. And these two sheets were like slapping around and bowing, and the wind was gushing and rain was hitting it. It was leaking. And so I just put a long strip of tape down it just to lock it off so it wasn't smacking. Went and got the silicone gun, blah, blah, blah. Just shot a bead 9 foot long all the way up and down the thing. Put two more pieces of tape over the bead like to lock it off and dry it, whatever. Fixed it. It was a little element of
the what
people
if.
Could be scared about it.
And I think that's what this No Kings BS is all about. They think because of the rhetoric from the left, oh my God, Trump is a horrible fascist dictator. Look at all these things he's done. Look at the free press he's shut down. Look at the rights he's taken from women, yada, yada. And so then they think of if we don't go out and protest, what will happen next? And I think that people are more afraid of not what they're currently in, but the A through Z, rabbit trail of what could happen.
I don't know. I mean, I do remember being really knocked off balance when I went and talked to my dad when my dad was like 85 or something. And my dad's not a political guy. He's not a guy that brings up subjects and just kind of lives in his own quiet world, And at some point, he started freaking out about kids in cages. This is like 8 years ago or something. He said, Trump, he's putting these kids, he's locking these kids up. Whenever I hear hyperbole, I stop listening. They're tearing them out of their mom's arms and throwing them in cages. My dad started like spinning out. And I was like, oh, old man, they got you, didn't they? They made you go nuts at the end of your life.
But that's not fair, because I think that sometimes old people are more prone to be afraid of things.
I get it. He wasn't scared of being thrown in a cage.
Yeah, no.
As long as you could bring his flugelhorn with him, he'd be okay. But I just mean, I'm like, I don't know. What I learned is people's minds are pretty corruptible, and they can do it at a pretty fast pace. And my dad, who never brought up anything and didn't weigh into these things, got corrupted pretty fast. And I thought that was interesting. There's a great clip I heard of Trump today, which is we just heard, Dawson, you heard quintessential Mike August with sausage and onion only. Now throwing us all into a world of confusion. I like when I get quintessential Trump. Like, I love when he said, why do you keep saying the virus came from China? Because it comes from China.
China.
I love that. This is very Trump. Like, just listen to how, by the way, and you tell me what he got wrong about this. Go ahead.
You talk about the Argentina and important in the Latin American. What is your plan for Venezuela? What is the terrorism, the narco-terrorism in the President Maduro? What is your plan?
Well, Venezuela's done a couple of things very badly. Number one, we get drugs and all of that. But we get something in a way worse, because they're a big purveyor of drugs, but we have worse. What they do very well is they send their criminals into the United States, and they send Tren de Aragua, that you know very well. You're from Venezuela, I assume. And they send them in by the thousands, literally. And these are the worst of all. And they empty their prisons into the United States. They empty their mental institutions.
All right, pause it here. Now, here's where it goes into super Trump. This is just middle of the road Trump.
The Tren de Agua.
This is where we get into Trump. And I always picture Joe Biden sitting at home listening, if that's possible, to any of this. But here we go.
And because we had a president who's low IQ, he didn't realize what was going on. And the people that are high IQ that surround him, but they happen to be lunatics, radical left, they're highly intelligent, radical left lunatics, okay? So in a way, that's worse than having a guy like Biden. But they ran the show. You heard about the Europen. The person
he goes on for 10 minutes, but he's basically just going, Joe Biden's out of his mind, so he's an idiot. So... But then there are other people that are smart, but they're radicals and they're nuts and they're wrong, and then they ran the show. And it's like, yeah, that's what happened, everybody. That's what we just experienced for 4 years. I know you're interested in stopping kings. I'm more fascinated in this and stopping what that was. Because that's a wide open border. Also, listen, if somebody said to me, Adam, I'm going to be the king of California. And I was like, okay, what's your platform, King? Well, we're going to close the border. Oh, okay. Clean up graffiti. All right. Get this homeless problem situated. Yeah.
Stop the illegal flow of drugs.
Stop the illegal flow of drugs and pull the plug on the bullet train, which is going nowhere, but I'm going to clean up San Francisco and LA. I'd go, king away.
Yeah.
King away. Go knock your fucking kingly crown off trying to do all the shit I'm happy you're doing now.
I love that these are also the same people that love Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and probably want him to be king.
Yes.
It's like, wait a second. I thought we were anti that, like the royal family. You're anti-kings and fascists, but you support them in Cuba and China. And
they're a little inconsistent, is what I would say. I want to hear the last 45 seconds of that one more time when he just casually talks about
low IQ.
Biden not knowing what's going on. I'm just picturing Biden sitting around. If his ice cream probably fell in his lap.
Ignoring Kamala's calls. Did you see that story?
No.
She said that he hasn't called her back.
Biden.
Yeah.
Well, Jill hasn't called her back, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Tren de Aragua, that you know very well. You're from Venezuela, I assume. and they send them in by the thousands, literally. And these are the worst of all. And they empty their prisons into the United States. They empty their mental institutions into the United States. And because we had a president who's low IQ, he didn't realize what was going on. And the people that are high IQ that surround him, but they happen to be lunatics, radical left, they're highly intelligent radical left lunatics, okay? So in a way, that's worse than having a guy like Biden. But they ran the show.
All right, that's it. Well, there you go, everybody. Hey, you want to know what the last 4 years were? There you go. There's a 40-second soundbite that'll teach you everything you... History teachers, throw away those books. There's 40 seconds there of what the last administration was.
If AI doesn't delete it.
And I know you guys are scared about kings, but I would be scared of a wide open border and fentanyl.